E3 today has released an article so bad that they took it down in less than an hour. Today we are gonna talk about why it is actually such a bad list and talk about everything that really didn't make sense to me. So first of all, we have to talk about how they advertised it, because I feel like if you go to the article itself, which now no longer exists because they took it down, they talk about the article differently than how they introduced it in the tweet. So E3 today has tweeted, "Great list of games women gamers are playing. Any of your favorites make the cut." Women gamers, let's remember that. Now if you go to the list itself, the games we play, 25 online games that women enjoy. Now if you even remember the online bit goes out of the window. If you wonder about the research, we surveyed game developers, pro gamers, and everyday players to bring you the list of 25 free online games for women. They're not gonna be free and not all of them are gonna be online, but let's continue. I would really love to know their sources, because I feel like some of these would have been brought up if you asked my mom, or if you asked my grandmother, like one generation down, she would have told you crossword puzzle, and some of the list is like on that level. I would really love to know who they asked, what their definition of female gamer is. That would be also nice, because we're not just including mobile games, okay? We are including some really old classics that not a lot of female populace actually plays, which is why this list just ends up being so funny and why I wanted to cover it so badly. So then, free games for women. Number 1, Sudoku. I think I missed all of the Sudoku conferences with women. I don't know a single woman that plays Sudoku on her free time outside of my mother, and she doesn't do it online, she does it on paper. I mean, my grandmother does crossword puzzles on paper, but it never struck me as a female game. Then we move on to things that are bit more regular. Sayonara Wild Hearts and Candy Crush Saga. You know, phone games like Harry Potter Wizards Unite. And that is perfectly fine if you're talking about the phone game demographic. I'm questioning the female gamers a bit. And now we get to games like Animal Crossing's New Horizons, which is once again a probably female-dominated game. I ain't contesting that. But it's not free, nor is it necessarily online. But then if you go down below, suddenly we arrive at Overwatch. It's just like mobile games up above and Overwatch. Overwatch? And what's the next game under? Solitaire! Once again, I am sorry, I must have missed of all those female solitaire societies. I was arguing about this online, and I tried to remember what would I play when going back home from work, because I am no stranger to phone games. So, Fruit Ninja, Candy Crush, because they're easy, they don't require much brain activity. Chicken Smoothie, which is a forum where you collect pet pictures, effectively. These are the kind of answers that I would expect. Maybe Gaia Online. I wouldn't expect Solitaire. I wouldn't even arrive at Solitaire as somebody's primary entertainment unless I went to talk with my 80-year-old grandpa. Rather, it's not even my grandma. My grandma does crossword puzzles and she's deathly afraid of computers. My mother doesn't even entertain herself with solitaire. This is prime outdated material, but then I have to question the female bit. I didn't think that solitaire was a woman's game. And we go on to Sims 4. and Stardew Valley, which is once again probably female-orientated games, so I am not gonna judge them for putting them on this list. None of them are free, and they're not online. I feel like you were trying to throw in buzzwords to make this article, and then it severely backfired because you deleted your tweet and you deleted your article in under an hour after writing it. And then everybody wrote articles about it because, wow, what... E3, this is not how you be current. Like, this is not how you get current with the current folk and with the current kids. This is fairly weird. Underneath this, I'm questioning this. Spelunky. Spelunky is yeah, it's a game. It's definitely a game. People tend to like it. I didn't think that it had an overwhelmingly female fan base, considering that it's a platformy game. I didn't think that that was an overly female fan base sort of thing. I mean, I asked my husband, he kind of pulled his shoulders too, like, Spelunky. Out of absolutely nowhere. Then we go back to what makes sense. Bejeweled Classic. Yeah, fair enough. My in-laws like it. I have Bejeweled. I played through all of the Bejeweled because, yes, fair enough. This is the kind of typical thing that you would bundle into games for girls in the 90s. Then Bang a Dream Girl Band Party. And I gotta say, I never even knew about this, so I can't tell you if this thing is popular or not. But I haven't even heard about it, and I did hear about mobile games, so the fact that it just, like, completely slipped me. Then number 13, Casino World. Are women primary gamblers? Slots. Blackjack. Bingo. Poker. Roulette. That is everything that they're mentioning there. Are the majority of people going to a casino female? Because this just... I feel like somewhere I entered a parallel universe where this just makes sense. But definitely not to me, because this isn't what I heard. Then going down to Star Chef Cooking Game. I never heard of Star Chef Cooking Game, but I have heard of Cooking Mama, so I am questioning why didn't they... Obviously they were gonna put a cooking game on the list. I'm questioning why they didn't put something that's a bit more popular. Tiny Wings and Heyday, both mobile titles, I don't know them. Kim Kardashian Hollywood Adventure. Probably primary female played game. I'm not gonna contest that. Harvest Moon Seeds of Memories. Like, these are very contrasting things. Like, the one above is like mobile title, the one below is just like a casual console title. Which, once again, perfectly fine. Then we go to House Flipper, and I didn't know that that was primary female game. I thought that men and women liked redecorating houses, so that's a surprise. Just Dance 2020, definitely female. But now, Disney Code Illusion. Who says coding is just for males? Disney definitely doesn't. I have to ask, what is your adoption rate? Because this is like a teaching program for young girls. I didn't know that educational games have become popular. E3. We go down to the game of life, online version of a popular board game. Is this like... Oh, fair enough. I never played it, but it's an online thing. I ain't gonna contest it. Drawful 2 and Love Letter sounds completely ordinary, if not a bit, like, gender stereotypical. I'm not having any problems with these. And then we arrive at Tetris. Remember all of those females in Tetris tournaments? Remember how Tetris tournaments were all female? Because once again, I feel like I am in the wrong dimension or something, as I don't recall that. Now, Upper Echelon Gaming was actually arguing against me. There is a large reference to traditional card and puzzle games backed up by Quantum Foundry, PBS, and Pew Research Center. The list diverged from only including the top 2 genres, but it's pretty accurate overall. So he thinks that this is like an A-OK list, like this is perfectly normal. So obviously there are people that do think that this is perfectly normal, and I am questioning my sanity. Can anyone point me at this super popular Tetris app game? Because I am not aware of it. Where are females suddenly playing Tetris from? Who did you question? Who did you ask, actually? Because if you asked my mother, she would have said Sudoku, but at that point, you may as well have asked my grandma, and she would have said crossword puzzles. Which is why it was so... Yeah, the post didn't go well down, right? Kotaku wrote an article about it. E3 apologizes after sexist tweet that gets ratioed, rather. Because yes, most people retweeted it with comments, including me, instead of liking it, because that's... The thing is, my point wasn't even that the list was sexist, my point was that the list was bloody bizarre. So can somebody, like, legitimately tell me if what you read makes sense? Because if I scroll up here, from Upper Echelon Gaming, Nuclear Hot Take, the article was completely correct as per all existing statistical data. Am I the weird one here? Do women suddenly playing casino games? Did I miss on that somewhere? The slots? Do we play slots and then go for a round of solitaire? Even if these were like popular mobile apps. How did I miss them? Am I going bonkers, or is the list completely batshit insane? And yeah, that's the whole video. The whole video is asking me, have I gone bonkers? Because I'm pretty sure I didn't go bonkers. I am pretty sure that this makes absolutely no friggin' sense. And the way that it's written, the fact that it had 3 different descriptions: online games that women enjoy, games for female gamers, and then half of these games are not like online, and then at some point they were like, you know, yeah, free games for women. That was the 3rd list, and majority of these are not free. I think that the list was gobbledygook, thrown together probably by some algorithm or a writer that needed some clicks and they had like 10 minutes time. Because it didn't read as something that was researched or that was written by a human even, because then it wouldn't have 3 different titles. How can you do 3 different titles that don't even relate with the rest of the content well? And then there are people that are going, yeah, the list makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Oh, this is gonna be bothering me tonight, but thank you for watching Murta ranting about an E3 list. If you like my videos, please subscribe. And I hope I'm gonna see you next time. There's plenty of things happening in the online gaming world. I gotta tell you that. It just, this thing was just driving me bonkers though. So, toodaloo.